Arsenal 2, the chicken on a basketball 1. Aubameyang in the mud, Lamela in the mud after a mad goal, and Lacazette was 6 in 6 for penalties. All in all, what a beautiful Mothering Sunday, Chig.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to all the mums out there.
Yeah, come on.
Let's have that out there straight up. But it was interesting. The day was interesting from the very get-go, from the start of it to the end of it. It wasn't a boring game. I will say that. Not necessarily because it was amazing, entertaining football, but it was definitely an incident-packed game from the very start. Like I say, before kickoff even happened until the very, very end. So, yeah, all in all, I'm happy.
When you see the starting 11, no Hector Bellerin, no Aubameyang, obviously it then filtered through after that as to why Aubameyang wasn't in the starting 11. We see Pepe on the bench, Willian on the bench, Smith Rowe just come back from an injury back at left wing, and we're all sitting there like, no Aubameyang. But then obviously the story filtered through that he'd missed the coach, which, listen, I'll make Arteta right on that. You can't take the mick. Yeah, and you're the captain of the club. It's a fair play to Arteta. But what did you make of Smith Rowe and being on the left and no Bellerin? Because obviously Bellerin's his go-to guy this season, really. And what did you make of that?
Yeah, I think the Bellerin thing, the wishful part of me wants to think that this is Arteta's way of managing him slowly out. And maybe the plan is to bring in a right back, but perhaps his ultimate plan, at least for the start of next season, is to make Cedric his number one. So I think the way you do that is by giving Cedric more and more game time, so that from the start of the season, he's ready mentally. He has the confidence to go and kick on and say, right, I'm number one, and go and kick on. Regardless of if that ends up being the case or not, I think Arteta will start him as number one. So I think that might be what he's doing, with the view of letting Bellerin go in the summer. The Aubameyang thing, see, I to and fro with this, because at the time, I'm not going to act like I wasn't surprised. I was. But actually, when I think about my preview, I didn't put him in either. I didn't start him. I'll be honest. Funny enough, I saw Claude's video with you, and for the exact same reason was why I left him out. I felt that Lacazette was more of a big game player in those situations.
He does do better than Spurs, but so does Aubameyang. Yeah. But so does Aubameyang.
True.
They both have a history against this team of both scoring goals and both missing big chances in these games as well, didn't they?
But if you said to me that I had to put cash on one of them to perform in a big game, it'd be Lacazette.
Yeah.
For example, if you told me, look at the penalty, we talked about this in the watch along. You know, you put two of them in that situation, I'm more certain that Lacazette's going to score a penalty in that situation than Aubameyang. Even though Aubameyang's penalties record is getting better and better, Lacazette, he's not missed one. We saw the stat. He's not missed one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that might be it. The one that surprised me was the Pepe one, because now for me, anything you say about Martinelli coming back from injury, anything you say about Pepe and managing his situation is nonsense. Because here's Smith Rowe, who's come back from an injury, was already looking pretty leggy prior to that injury. Yes, he played well.
He was super.
So it looks justified. But at the very start of it, for me, it wasn't acceptable enough to me.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because Gabriel Martinelli played a flurry of games just back from injury.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now can't get in the squad. Eddie Nketiah, nowhere to be seen again today. And he weren't in the squad. It's just like some of the decisions are a bit mad. But for me personally today, it's all about putting that Arteta agenda, and it is an agenda. I don't like him. I don't want him. Yeah, it is putting that to bed today. Just let me just tuck you in, bruv. Yeah, let me tuck you in. Let me roll you up in that spliff with expressions. Yeah. And Tobes, to be fair to Tobes, yeah, man just sat there and went, "Yo, go at me." Big up to him, man. Just said, "Go at me, bro." I said before I went live, I said, "I'm gonna rip you." He was like, "Go for it, bro." Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah. He was like, "Go." I said, "No, I won't. I won't." He goes, "No, go for it. Give me the heat." Yeah, but he didn't really pin it on Mourinho today. He said the players were a joke, like some of the players. But I want to talk about a couple of things before we wrap this up. Number one, my left back. How good was he today?
Yeah, he was excellent
Was
today.
he your man of the match?
No, but him, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Cedric in particular were for me the four people that stood out. I thought they were. Oh, and Louise as well. To be fair,
Yeah,
were
man of the match.
Were the five that stood out for me. I thought they were very, very good. So yeah, I think it's interesting to see how we translate this performance, because obviously we're on a bit of run now. Got a very good victory away from home against Olympiacos, which has set us up more or less for a quarterfinal place in the Europa League. We've got a good win against Spurs, which is always a morale boosting thing. I don't know if that's going to do much in the league. Went from 10th to 10th today. So yeah, I think all in all we hope is that this sets us up for the rest of the season, to finish the season strong and see where we end up. Just win as many games as possible. Don't put a target on it. Just win as many as you possibly can.
Again in the Europa League at some point, in it. If we do get through, and I think we're through. I think we can all agree we're probably through against Olympiacos. They're not going to score 3, but at some point we are going to get this lot again, and it's going to. If it's the final, it's a madness. Yeah, because literally we lose that. Yeah, I'm just disappearing. Like, I literally don't call me. The phone's off. Yeah, but I won't put a video. I'll just have to disappear. Because
it will be scary facing Mourinho with a trophy on the line.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. One thing I want to wrap this up on, and big up to you, and make sure you go and follow Chig's channel. The link is in the title of this video, so make sure you go and check that out. And one thing I want to wrap this up on: if we're going to go deep in that competition, and we're maybe going to elevate ourselves up in the league, West Ham, they lost. Everton lost yesterday. Chelsea, albeit I don't think we'll catch them, they lost. We've beaten Tottenham today. Aston Villa conceded in stoppage time against Newcastle. They're all teams above us. If we're going to elevate ourselves up the table and maybe real latter stages of that Europa League, we're going to need a Aubameyang on it. Do you think that he's the type of person that's just going to go, F you, you've hung me out to dry today? Or do you think that he's the kind of guy that's going to go, I'm the captain, I'm going to roll my sleeves up and prove a point?
I think I'd like to think the latter. I don't get the impression, at least as of yet, that him and Arteta hate each other or don't get on. Obviously, there's been some disciplinary issues there. As a manager of any sort of workplace, you would expect to be disciplined if you're taking the piss. And fair play to Arteta, because, you know, whether it was the coach today or whether it was the bus by Mourinho, Arteta stopped more buses than Sadiq Khan. So,
oh my God, that's the line of the night. That was lit. Yeah, expressions eat your heart out with your cancel the goal and all that. Yeah, Chig in the cup, bruv. Yeah, that was lit. That's the title, bruv. I ain't even rapping.
So yeah, I give him credit. Much like you've got to give the man credit where credit is due. We're not his biggest fans.
Yeah.
Today he made a call, which even I was like,
Well, in
your he was justified.
With Ola, big up Ola, and big up your player ratings. Make sure you check that out. What did you give Arteta?
An 8.
Oh, I gave him a 10.
No, fair play. I didn't give him a 10 because I still don't agree with the decision, even though it worked out. But
yeah,
I give him an 8 because
if you're late for the fucking coach, mate, you're taking the piss.
Oh no, yeah.
You're taking the piss.
That's not the decision I disagree with. It's the Pepe one.
Oh, the Pepe one. Oh, okay. But it kind of worked, yeah. But we didn't know it worked out. But this is why he's getting paid $6 million a year, and we're
exactly. He's paid to make the call. He's paid to make the call.
Listen, Chig, love you, man. Big up yourself. Make sure you subscribe to Chig. Link in the title of the video. Make sure you check out his player ratings with Ola, Black Scorpion in the cut. And that is the title. That's the sickest line I've heard all day. Yeah, I've come out with some good ones. Don't get me twisted. But that was mad. That was mad. Yeah, Chig, love you, man. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.